So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everyone, this is Ho Ho Hong Kong with me, your host, Vivek Money, and my co-host.
You need to clear your throat, bro.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I thought I was going to do the Confucius kind of like, I am Confucius.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's what you're going for.
Yes, I was trying to give myself a Confucius tone to it about how like the name Vivek Mababani will
It
bring you
just
joy
sounded
and
very confusing instead of...
well, you know, maybe the spelling was incorrect in my notes.
Exactly.
You know, Confucius, confusing.
Yeah.
We'll go with one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back here again, everybody. We're back
yeah.
on the podcast.
With
It's
the guest,
happening.
we're on a guest streak, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it
people
like
want
2
to
or
be
3
talking
weeks?
to us suddenly.
Yes,
Yeah.
suddenly.
I don't know what we're doing right here.
Nothing. Not much, actually.
Exactly.
But-
Maybe they're all getting excited approaching our almost 200th episode recording.
True.
That's why they're all like, we
Oh,
got to
yeah.
get on before this stuff goes big.
Yes, this episode is sponsored by our own event.
Yes.
The 200th episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong live recording at the Aftermath on December 5th. Tickets are on sale. It's very cheap. We kept it at $100. And you can just come and see us do this, but live.
Yeah.
And you can actually throw things at us in real life. Don't do that, but you know,
Don't
you
do that.
can.
You can throw your goodwill.
Yes, and your questions when you are prompted.
Exactly.
Not
Do
not
remember,
unprompted.
this is a recording, which means the mics are king over here.
Correct.
Yeah, your voice doesn't mean nothing if the
Yes.
mic doesn't hear it.
Just like we like to do it here, which is podcast just the two of us. So if they have feedback,
Yeah.
we can't hear it.
Exactly.
It's exactly.
That's the whole point.
It's the whole point of doing this, because your opinion is not as valuable as ours.
Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. It could be more valuable if you on Patreon.
Correct.
That's right.
That's when your opinion really matters.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
capitalism.
Exactly.
You need to
Patreon-
pay to be heard.
Exactly. So if you want us to actually care about what you're saying, patreon.com/hohopod. And if you feel like, no, I want to say stuff without you caring, continue listening because we have a fantastic guest with us
We
today.
do. Yes.
All right, getting into this right now, we have our guests, again, continuing on with our streak of people wanting to talk to Mo and Viv. Today we have Rachel Smith. You should know her from Hong Kong Stories. You should know her as the Guaipo of Hong Kong. the lady who knows the insides and outs of Hong Kong, but yet can fool you into going like, oh, which way to the restroom? You can do that. Rachel, how are you today? Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Hello, it's wonderful to be here again. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been on your
Yes,
podcast before.
Yeah, you did it very early on.
Yeah.
Right?
When you guys didn't really know what you were doing.
No, well, I wasn't. Yeah, it's because I wasn't here. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
You're talking to Andy, who
Yeah.
passed
Exactly.
away sadly a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace. So we replaced him with a younger, better-looking, more professional host.
Exactly.
That's right. That's
exactly.
why I'm
Yeah.
on the podcast.
There you go.
And then we added Mo just to bounce it off. We're like,
Yes.
oh, man,
Fair
we're in
enough.
trouble. This is
You
too
have
much.
to have the good and the bad. you
Exactly,
know.
and the
It's
ugly.
important to have the counterpoint.
Exactly.
Yes.
We have to have the counterpoint right over there.
Otherwise,
So
how
Ra-
can you pivot?
Exactly. Now, Rachel, let's give everyone a little bit of background about yourself. Let's start with a bit of Hong Kong Stories as well,
Right.
because a lot of people would know you connected to Hong Kong Stories, right?
Yeah, sometimes I get recognized on the street and everything makes me feel like a rock
Ooh,
star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody once stopped me when I was trying to cross the road. I'm in the middle of the road, like traffic going around me. And they're like, I know you from somewhere.
Can you tell me a story? As you're
Yeah.
No, they were
crossing
like,
the
I
road?
know you from somewhere. And I start listing off all the random jobs that I do on a regular basis. And then I'm like, Stories? Did you see me on stage? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
yeah, that was me.
Nice.
Exactly. Now, what made you want to get into, first of all, Hong Kong, and then why into stories as well?
Hong Kong, because my husband's local.
Well.
And I met him in Hong Kong, then moved to England and did a degree there. And England, we were living in Liverpool. You guys ever
Is that
been
where
to
you're from?
Liverpool? No, I'm from Canada.
No.
Yeah, you need a roadmap for my
Yeah.
life. It's very confusing.
Liverpool is fun, though. I mean, I've never been, but I'm a big fan of the team. Yeah.
That's probably why they only
Okay.
show you the team.
Yeah, okay.
My husband's an Evertonian.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, saying that really quiet,
That's
like it's
okay.
a secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't love Liverpool.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good things, but it was wet and cold, and people were, they just moaned all the time about how hard their lives were. And I'm like, you're living in this amazing country.
Right.
You can do hundreds of amazing things, and
But
you're
the weather is
whining
shit.
about it. They'd whine about it, and then the weather was like, it's just wet and cold. And
Yeah.
honestly, their buildings are ancient and never been, upgraded to
Yeah.
central heating and things like that. So I was happy to come to Hong Kong.
Right.
I've been here 20 years now. So.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you've seen it completely change from like just Hong Kong to Hong Kong to all the way to Hello Hong
To
Kong
Hello Hong Kong,
to
yeah.
Halloween
Hello,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Happy
Exactly.
Hong Kong at some
Happy
point.
Hong Kong. We had Happy Hong Kong. We had the Halloween Hong Kong. I think the letter H somehow the government just loves it.
Yes,
You know?
exactly.
I don't understand, but hey, it is what it is.
Help.
Help Hong Kong. Exactly. Please
Help
come
Hong
here and
Kong is
spend
great.
some money. Exactly. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
there's been a lot of changes. We'll just leave it at that. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we got that as well.
Yeah.
So then the story aspect of everything. First of all, can you tell us a bit more about Hong Kong Stories? What is it all about? Why is it Hong Kong Stories? Why tell stories?
Okay, we're just really good at telling stories, and we want everybody's story. We think everybody has a story to tell, and we want to be able to communicate and to be able to communicate better. And honestly, I want to know people more. So it, kind of the whole thing started because there was a couple of people. They wanted to meet people in a way that wasn't. So what do you do?
Oh
Right,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So what do you
List of
do?
Questions. How long have you been here?
How long have you
Yeah.
been here?
Yes, yes.
Where do you live? So I can put you in the socioeconomic class that's appropriate
Sure.
for you, and then we can have the appropriate conversation.
Yeah.
So it was actually started for that reason, to have more interesting conversations with people and to get better at telling stories instead saying like, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
Or
So hold on a second. So now, was it that you yourself came to Hong Kong and you started telling people and every single time, so tell me all about, I want to know. And you're like, oh my God, this is the 20th time already in the
Yeah.
same, and you came back to me again with the same question. I'm sick of this. So you decided, no, I'm not going to answer you unless I can start with Once Upon a Time. That was your thing, right? You're like, oh,
kind
what?
of. Well, we never do Once Upon a Time, but it was more just like I'm insatiably curious about people's lives. I am super nosy. I just want to know like
What everyone is
what
up
makes
to.
you tick?
Yeah.
What makes you interesting? What is interesting about you? And so trying to find those stories is the important part. Like, I don't give a shit what you do for a job. I don't care.
I mean, I have to say though, like you came to a place where in school the education system does not encourage storytelling. If anything, they're like, tell me the story that gets you the highest marks.
That's why. Plug. We have a student story slam every year.
Student Story Slam. How do people find out about that?
We try and contact schools and things like that. We put it through there. We have a website. It goes on there. Every year we get between 20 and 30 entrants, and they're local kids a lot of the time, sometimes international, and they do amazing stuff.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
Hong Kong kids can tell amazing stories, but they're not given a lot of opportunities.
Oh,
to.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the education system here prioritizes a big vocabulary first.
Oh, God.
So
Yeah.
before you tell your story, you have to think about which is the biggest word you can use to describe
And
it.
secondly,
Yeah.
and thirdly,
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to have
and
all the-
in conclusion,
Yeah, exactly. And therefore, I feel the message for you to take
Oh,
away
yeah.
in my story of
Oh, yeah.
life in
Yeah.
Hong Kong
and
is.
the moral of this story is, oh, please no.
Yeah, we don't need morals. This is not church. Relax.
But
Right.
on the point of everyone has a story, I would like to challenge you in that, because you can come to comedy open mic and realize that some people should not be saying anything ever to people in
Oh,
public.
no.
So
That's not
what-
true.
That's
not true. They should just do it differently.
I think
They should just do it
not
differently.
do it.
You
Honestly.
should just do it differently.
Right.
Like there hasn't been a single person who's come and been like a complete.
How
There's people
about,
who
how about
haven't
we
told
trade?
their
Okay,
best
okay. How about
story
we
on
trade?
stage.
Because I've run open mics for a long time. Not here. I quit running open mics. I'm too old for this shit. But whenever I am at the open mic and I see people who I deem hopeless, how about we trade? I
Yeah,
send
yeah,
it
you
to
send them over to us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, can you teach them
But
first?
it's comedy and storytelling they have a lot of commonalities, but they're
Yes.
not the same, and people don't go into them for the same reason.
Yes.
You go into storytelling to find a connection. Okay, it's a bit, it's a bit like, look at me, I'm in the center of attention.
Yeah.
Sure.
But a lot of the time, your ego isn't as prominent. You're not trying to compete with somebody.
Yes.
You're just trying to tell your story. You're trying to engage the audience. Our metric for if we've had a successful story is if somebody comes up to you afterwards and goes, "Oh my God, that happened to me."
Right.
Success.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One person in the audience you've connected to, you've been successful. We don't do people laugh? Did people do things? Did people,
Cry, whatever.
cry? Did
Yeah,
they
yeah.
throw things at you?
Yeah.
We also don't encourage audience participation during stories.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Shh, me. It's all about me right now.
That we have in common. Comedians and storytellers. It is about us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as we established earlier, your opinion and voice is not as important as mine.
Yeah.
That's why I have the mic and you don't.
But we are telling stories for the audience as well. So when
Yes,
you
of
come to a
course.
Hong Kong Stories workshop, we have to convince you that actually you're telling this story. It feels like you're telling it for yourself, but actually you're telling it for the audience. And if you're not giving the audience anything, it's a bad story.
Of course,
Yeah.
if you're looking at your feet and
Oh, not even that.
Yeah.
If you're not telling the audience, if you're telling a moralistic story about a generalization or something like that, you're not giving the audience anything. You got to give them something. You got to hold a little piece of yourself up to be vulnerable, to be judged, to be, shat on.
Yeah.
And
Some
if
vulnerability.
you don't have that, what are you giving the audience? Nothing. It's just a lecture. Go to church.
But then how much? So
True.
So the storytelling now. When we talk about storytelling, there's usually a bit of a structure involved as well, right? When you think about that, with comedy, there's technically a structure, but I think it's a bit looser because at the end of the day, we don't care what you do, just as long as they laugh, we'll let you pass. But with storytelling, you're saying that you have to dangle a little bit about yourself, where people get pulled into your story, right? Where pulled into your world.
Yeah.
Where are there? Like, if let's say I want to go tell a story, is there any requirement I have to have to be like, okay, show me? Like, we would have an open mic. Come do an open mic. Let me see your set. Let me have an idea. Is there like an open mic equivalent, or you just go like, hey, just type up
There's a
point
pitch
form?
workshop. You come to a pitch or you come to an open workshop and you just tell your story. You can tell your story in 3 sentences. You can tell your story in 5 minutes. You can tell your story in 10 minutes, but I'll probably stop you at some point and go,
Yeah.
can you just skip to the end?
Yeah. What
Because
happens?
I'm not always that,
Yeah.
like we want to hear your story, but also you're wasting my time.
Yeah,
here.
right.
Like, this is Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not paying for this. We do free workshops. So
Yeah.
you better pay me with a good story. Otherwise, get lost.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think they have a good story, or they think that their good story is something that happened to somebody else, or they think that their good story has to be the biggest, most important thing that's ever happened, and that's crap.
Yeah.
Your good story is 4 weeks ago I fell down in the MTR, stepped off one step,
Right.
sprained both my ankles.
Yeah.
One
right
day
there.
that will be a story on stage.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah.
Passed out, had to go. My first experience in an ambulance in Hong Kong is very exciting.
Did you ever think of getting a buzzer like the America's Got Talent?
No, because once again, that becomes competition.
Right.
And we're pretty good at saying, okay, I'm going to stop you there,
Yeah.
and I want you to sum this up in one sentence. Like, what is your story about? What's the big one that I usually say is, look, what's your problem? What's
Right.
the problem in this story? If you don't have
Yeah.
a problem, it's not a story. It's just it's an anecdote, it's
Yeah.
jokes.
There's
Yeah.
one, I attended the last one, and there was one story that stood out for me. It was the lady who kept following her husband to the boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will do that again on the next one, so I don't
No,
want to
we
spoil it too
won't.
much.
It'll
But
go on the podcast, though.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We can plug the podcast as well because that
stories.
I actually found it really interesting because
Yeah.
I actually thought exactly what you're saying, which is what's her problem, and her problem is that she keeps trusting her husband. That's her problem. And the story you can sum it up because you know the story well.
It was a really fabulous story. She was
It's
a new
very funny,
storyteller.
too.
The first time she's
Really
ever
funny.
told a story,
Yeah.
which is, our storytellers every time. We have one particular long-term storyteller. She comes to almost every show. She always goes, "Oh my God, that was the best show ever."
Right.
And I used to be like, I think all the shows are good. And now
Yeah.
I just go, yes, it was, because you just
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your
Yeah.
memory's pretty shot, but okay.
But this story, her husband is a mariner and a seaman, and he asked her if she would go on the boat with him to boat. I'm not a mariner.
Yeah.
In the ship with him.
Yeah.
And they would travel around the world. It would be very exciting. But she got there and realized that she had to be she had to climb up a rope ladder on the side of this massive freighter.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, I can't do this. And then she had to be winched up, which was equally terrifying.
They put her
And
in like the rope
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
and they
like-
carry the luggage
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And like under her, it's pitch black at
Yeah.
night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like just like I'm looking down at the sea bottom.
And she told
They
it
lived-
so well because
Yeah.
obviously you remember
I
it,
remember
right?
it like
had
from
a
like
deep
2 or 3 weeks ago already.
But
Yeah.
her story was really about conquering fears
Yes.
and about expectations not being met.
Yes.
And kind of trying to do something and then failing at it and deciding that failure was actually okay.
Yeah.
So it was brilliantly told.
Yeah. Very,
It
very
just-
well
it-
told.
It'll be on the podcast
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put it this way, like, because the reason I'm not really big into this straight up like storytelling, like what you're talking about now, is because I think my insecurity / ego requires immediate response from the audience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm telling them something and they're really into it, I'm like, but you're not letting me know this doesn't work. That's
Yeah.
not how it works. I need you to say, that is, I like, yes, good. Right? Would you say that's the difference, that the storyteller is the person who is sitting around the fire, whereas the comedian's the one who's like, hey, forget that fire, look at me. I'm glittery. Would you
I
say
guess so. I've never really thought about it like that, but to some extent, yes.
Yeah.
Also, the storytellers, in our version of storytelling, I mean, there's lots of different versions of it. There's some that are fiction, fantasy, fables, folk tales, that kind of stuff. We don't do that. But we don't do that.
We don't do that.
we
We
look
like
down on it.
authenticity. Okay. All you little one day in Mars. I have a Mars bar. There you go.
They can be told really, really amazingly, but not always.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why didn't they just talk to one another and that would have just solved the whole problem?
Exactly.
You know, like-
It's like I think this is the problem is that if you told that story, let's say in Cantonese, people wouldn't be into it. They'd be like, oh, you could have done this very easily. Get a helicopter, get on the boat, you're done. You know, like, No, we don't want a
Immediately
solution.
jump to solutions.
Hopefully you're telling it in a way that actually draws them in and sees that like, your step-by-step process of how you got there so they can relate to it. That's what
But
storytelling
I think the ultimate takeaway would still be that, like, oh, that was a great story, but you're fucking stupid. There's many better ways to do
But
this.
for your
We
problem,
actually
Vivek,
did. Yes.
about not getting feedback right away, they invented snapping fingers recently.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that was invented by a black woman.
Of course, must be,
about 12 years ago.
They do it at poetry.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm making that up, but it sounds like a black woman thing. It doesn't.
I am not getting involved in that conversation. I'm
would like to
sidestepping that 100%.
That is purely Muhammad Magdi's observation.
Yes.
No, thank
but I
you.
think, yeah, you know. Like,
It sounds like it.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Like I bet you anything. Initially, she was just trying to be rude, and we're saying she because
Yeah,
it gets against
heckling.
the she. Yeah. And they're like, oh, "You're gonna get kicked out." She's like, "But I don't want to get kicked out." Well, explain yourself. It's a form of appreciation without
Yeah.
interruption. It's like, oh,
Exactly. Would you
a
do
form
it
of
if-
appreciation without interruption is it's a beautiful thing. And when
Yeah.
you get that little susurration of
Yeah.
fingers, it's better than clapping.
Would you do
'Cause
it if
doesn't
you're getting
interrupt
this?
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Yes.
Would I do it if I get the finger thing?
Yeah, if you get-
no.
No,
'Cause
still?
it's still not. It doesn't quench
Pavlov's
that thirst.
dog. You need the
I need
clapping.
that.
Yeah.
Like the snapping of the finger makes me go like, I kind of like this. I'm not really sure. I'm on the fence. I'm like, no, I need you to give me like a clear.
I
cut,
would love
black or white.
I want to see this. Like we book Vivek for a comedy show,
and then like tell the audience
Yeah, tell the
beforehand.
audience.
Snap his
I just
fingers.
want to watch it when you're like just the horror, because obviously I've done shows together long enough. Like sometimes the audience doesn't respond as well, but you're still professional because you're a comedian. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you're in a different setup, you're like forced to tell a story or whatever, and I just want to see the lack of
Honestly,
reaction.
My brain will automatically try to justify that. I'll be like, are you trying to order some food or something? Like, what's going on? I'll be like, are you really impatient?
You want to do the challenge? We'll take you on.
Yes, there you go.
come and do
man.
some workshops. You come and do some workshops. We'll take any comedians and we will make you better.
Oh, there
Wow.
we go. And then like after I do the workshop and everything, I come back a month later to like most shows, and he's like, "You're not funny at all." I'm like, I don't want to
Exactly,
laugh
I
anymore.
just did
Can
the
be
story.
funny,
What
but you'll
is-
just be more approachable.
Like,
Why
dude,
be
you've been-
funny when you have a point to your
Yeah,
story?
exactly. Why the laughs? You know.
but
Exactly.
not a moral.
Yes,
Yeah,
not
not
a moral, but there
moral,
should
yeah.
be a point somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah, there has to be a change.
Oh yeah, the change.
Exactly.
A challenge.
What's the change? Is it that you are now more suicidal? Is that the
Well,
change?
you do it a lot. I mean, I've been to your shows before,
Yeah.
and you do it a lot already, and yourself as well.
Yeah.
So I'm pointing at people on a podcast.
okay.
That's
That's
helpful,
okay,
right? You guys do it a lot already, and I find personally the comedians that I admire the most are people who do tell a story.
Yeah.
And who do bring a thread all the way through,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's happening already. It's just not in quite the same vein as ours because we are not comedians, so
Yeah.
we can't rely on funny. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten on stage and told a story about going through infertility treatment with my husband and how absolutely devastating that was and how my younger brother died in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Neither of those were funny stories.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Were
man,
you
heavy,
while
heavy.
you were writing this? Did you try to inject? Like, did you have the idea like to inject some humor in
Oh
it?
yeah,
to
there's some
lighten up?
tension breaks
Yes,
and things like
tension
that.
breakers, exactly.
So the story about my brother, for example, talked about us like abusing him as a child, right?
Right.
Like he's a younger brother. That's
Yeah.
what you do. You know, we used to pretend that he was invisible.
Yeah.
And he'd get really upset. He's about, I don't know, 8 years younger than me.
Sure.
And we'd be like, oh, God, can you hear something? No, I can't
Oh,
hear.
yeah,
Can you
yeah.
feel something?
Yeah.
And he'd get really upset and he'd have to like go crying to mom because
Right.
we were like dedicated to pretending he was
Sure.
invisible.
Yeah.
And then obviously he dies, and my end of my story is, you know, I want to I wish I could hear his voice one more time,
Right.
and we used to pretend when he was invisible, like, oh, I can only hear the wind. And so
Right.
the end of the story is, I wish I could hear his voice one more time, but I can only hear the wind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which came out as, but I can only hear the wind. Because by that time I was crying.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest with you though. Like these stories, we've had it at certain comedy festivals. Some comedians do it really good. Like for example, this guy called Ed Byrne. He actually performed his show called Tragic Plus Time, talking about his brother passing away. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you would go back and talk about the days when you would make fun of him and all that stuff.
all the shitty little things that we did to one another, and all the fun times we had,
Yeah.
and
It's like those,
how much of a giant goofball he was.
yeah, right. Exactly. And it's one of those moments where you're actually kind of enjoying telling these stories.
Yeah.
Because it's like the good memory. It's like at a wake, right?
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
have those stories that you share. And I think that's the ultimate thing. What I've learned over time as you get older is that at the end of the day, when all things are finished, we all just come back and tell stories.
Yeah.
Right? And would you say that is the ultimate human thing, though? Like you're talking about your different situations in your life as well, where the audience feels more comfortable you telling this story, even though inside you're like hurting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? But it is also more comfortable for you to tell the story because you're seeing it from a perspective like, let's celebrate this, let's laugh about this.
let's. I mean, I can give him life for
Yeah.
a period of time. I can make his memory be shared between other people,
And we can visually
that's
see
fabulous.
it. Yeah, we can see that happening while you're telling us the story, right?
This is a guy who died like 20 years ago.
Yeah, yet here he is again with
18.
us, right?
Yeah.
yeah, right
here
there.
he is, and it's a gift that I can give him, and it's something positive that comes out of such an incredible negative experience.
Yeah.
It's something that you can bring forward. This has gotten really heavy, isn't
No,
it?
that's okay.
No. I love this. I
On
want
this topic,
yeah.
actually,
It's something, and there's people in the audience when you do lose somebody, especially at a young age, because he was 18 when he died. There's people in the audience who are like, I've never talked about my
Yeah.
Yeah, but you inspire
because
me, yeah.
as soon as you do, people avoid you. They
Yeah,
stop. I
yeah,
don't know what to say. Somebody died. It's really tragic, and
I
I'm
feel
just going to
bad,
pretend
yeah.
that I can't see you, so I don't have to have that awkward conversation. Well, I just had that awkward conversation.
Yeah.
We've broken that ice. Move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad
it's
died when I was a
empowering.
kid, and I want to tell the story about that. That's great.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we had comedian Russell Howard in Shanghai running a big British comedian, and we were with him in the green room before the show, and about 50 minutes to start time, it's 1,000 people outside in the theater, and he gets a call that his favorite uncle died.
Ayo.
And we're just literally sitting next to him, and he said, we need to push the show back, like we can say like it's delayed an hour or whatever. It's like, no, I just need you to get me some tea. And we went, I actually had to go to Zara home to get him like nice cups, so I ran around across Nanjing Road in Shanghai, get him nice cups so I can get him nice tea, because he actually wanted to take it on stage.
Right.
And we got him the cups and everything, and we delayed by like 15 minutes or so, and then he went up, did his entire show as scripted.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he started telling stories about his uncle, not letting the audience know that he died, and completely riffed stories about like his favorite like memories with his uncle
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And he said that this is to him, he just passed away. Like he left it to the very last second.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Because
it's
it was
beautiful.
like-
if
yeah,
you
it's
do
like-
it right and do it well,
Yeah.
and you're talking. Usually, we wouldn't encourage somebody to tell a story. We have the tell about your scars, not your wound.
Yeah.
Don't bleed all over the audience. That kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's exactly what
Exactly.
he was
That's
doing.
exactly
right?
what he did, yeah.
You're not doing this so that you can see my pain and
Yeah.
it's because
Or
I-
like dump it on the audience.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is your pain. It was like,
Yeah.
no, bro, I bought a ticket. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Here I am
exactly.
entertaining you fucks, and you're like, oh god, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And that's a real skill. I mean, we do get people who come in and they want to tell their most tragic story first. Occasionally it works, but quite often it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know what? That sounds too raw. That sounds too fresh. And so you need to move on from there. Tell us something else. Let's pull this little bit out of here and that little bit out of there, and let's talk about this one instead.
So what would constitute someone like you could tell when it's too raw? Like I guess the tragedy happened too close and they're still not over it, or they're
Yeah.
still kind of holding on to that emotion.
Yeah,
pain.
sometimes it's not something like a loss. Sometimes it's we've had people come in and they want to talk about their boss because they got fired from their job, and they're
Yeah.
just angry about it, and that's nice.
It's just
but-
angry on say venting, right?
Yeah,
Then,
it's not a story. It's just you using our platform for your own gain.
vent.
Yeah.
And that's great. It is therapeutic, but it is not therapy. I am
Yeah.
not a trained therapist, and honestly, I know that you're in a liminal space, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're going to tell me a story, and unless you're going to work on it, unless you're going to, like, give us something out of it. You have to pay in
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah.
And that sounds kind of
Well, not
nasty,
really, because
but
we need to establish that
go
this
pay
is
a
still
therapist.
entertainment.
Yeah.
You're still producing entertainment at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
People need to be entertained somehow.
and if you want therapy, go pay a therapist.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that.
No, definitely.
I can't do that.
Did you ever
Yeah,
get
yeah.
someone like having heard 1,000 million stories? Did you ever get someone that from the first time you're like, wow, what the fuck? Like I did not
Oh yeah.
like really, really impressed?
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
people who come in and they're natural born storytellers. And one lady who may listen to this a little bit later, she's a fairly like 5-6 years she's been in the group. She came in, she said, "Oh, my father was an entertainer, you know. I'm not good at this. I'm going to be terrible on stage. I'm just going to do this once so that I can say I've done it."
Yeah.
I'm going to be off. She got up on stage and you could just see the storytelling. Sometimes it's in your bones.
Yeah.
The lady
Well, if
with
her
the
dad-
mariner, it's
Yes.
she's going to be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. No, she definitely.
first
I was
story.
very like shocked that
Yeah.
this was for her. I actually thought you guys are like making it up. I'm like, I thought you were like, oh, it's first time. Sometimes we do that with comedians. Like, it's the first time, you know, give it a push. Like
We're
maybe
very
second, third
straight.
time, but this is first time. Oh, that's definitely someone who would be a regular, I would say.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope
It just
so. I hope
she
all of
has
the
it
ones
in
from that
her.
show are regulars.
Yeah. But yeah, you're saying that the other lady but also it makes sense because her dad is an entertainer,
well,
right?
yeah, but
In her
in a
genes?
small sort of time way and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then she got up on stage and killed it. And then you could just see that reaction. Like
Yeah.
you're saying, you love that feedback. We get
Yeah.
the same feedback. We get the same dopamine.
Yeah.
When we tell a story and you get that, oh my God, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Wait. But the feedback is during the
No, after.
At the end.
After, yeah.
You see, that's the problem.
After. I know,
Yeah,
we're not
no.
quite as immediate. Not
Yeah.
everybody who's a storyteller is ADHD.
No. I'm
That's
just
great.
egoist. I'm just like, I need it now. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're okay at delayed gratification.
Yes, exactly.
Slightly
Yeah,
delayed.
slightly, yeah.
It's
Anyway,
just three addicts talking to each other
Yeah, yeah.
about how they want their hit.
absolutely, absolutely.
I take it this way. I'm like,
Absolutely.
You
I
are
just said it.
microdosing it.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
man.
she just wants the whole line at the end.
Yeah.
I just want to
Zoom.
I want to be like, okay, now it's my turn. I get to, just
Yes.
float on that for a little while.
Yeah.
So anyways, this lady has come and she's become a really important part of our storytelling group. And that's kind of fairly true for almost all of our long-term storytellers. They come, they're not totally sure, but you get that hit and you go,
Yeah.
hey, somebody actually listened to me tell stories about my life. I mean, how exciting am I? I'm not exciting.
But how many of the storytellers deep down inside, number one, everybody has this weird idea that we're all extroverts and everything. I'm pretty sure storytellers in general are more introverts.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
you take that time to digest in your head and everything, and when you go on stage, you're finally opening it up, and that's when all the magic comes out, right?
Yeah.
So would you say majority of the storytellers are in fact introverts, right? The ones that you
More
work with.
inclined to be introverted,
inclined to be, number one.
They tend to be, if they're extroverted, they tend to go to comedy.
Yeah. Or they sit in the front row of a comedy show. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert, but I'm not brave.
You also, with storytelling, with our style of storytelling, and I mean it is a very narrow field because we're
Yeah.
doing true first-person stories. So for our style of storytelling, sorry,
That's okay.
you do have to be open and aware that you're sharing personal information,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to use that vulnerability yourself. We do get a lot of people who come in, they've been to Toastmasters.
Oh,
know?
oh man, I have
Yes,
so many to
okay.
talk about that one as
my
well. My
God.
goodness.
And
Yes,
they come
time
in,
to trash talk. All right.
they come in and they're like, and so the takeaway for my story is, and we're like, you got to stop right there.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
haven't told your story well enough for people to fucking understand the takeaway
Yeah, I don't
already,
need you to tell me.
you
Yes.
haven't done a good enough job. Go back, revise your story, start again.
Yes.
Yeah. Toastmasters is very interesting because first of all, it's international, and they have a humorous speech competition every year.
Ugh.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
that, and so every
And some,
now
of
and
even
the,
then,
get
some
a-
of the Toastmasters guys, they're really good.
yeah.
But
But
Humorous speech competition just sounds wrong.
pretentious, right?
Yeah, pretentious.
Okay, so
and,
this is what I learned about Toastmasters.
and it's like closeted comedians. Just like do an open mic, you asshole.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
don't like
So this is
hide
what-
behind a business fucking
Yeah, yeah,
speech
yeah.
and be like, I'm funny, right? It's like, no, go do the thing.
I think this is exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying is that with Toastmaster, because the brand name is so
Yeah.
prestigious,
Yes.
people join it to
for
have this-
business.
It's for business. I get
Exactly.
it. And you learn all like no uhs and ahs. I'm like, that's so robotic. And when they invite me every now and then as a guest speaker or whatever, I say, I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with uhs and ahs because that's quite human, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
You have a little
exactly.
think, it's gonna, the other day I was a bit nervous. But then and the fact that they would have like the word of the day that you got to incorporate it as much as possible. I'm like, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing?
No.
But I do appreciate that the fact that that it does encourage people to go speak. Because of course in Hong Kong people
Yeah.
are not talking,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sure.
However, no, I fully get your I wouldn't say disgust, but you're like, guys, really? How
It's
we
just
all
so formulaic. So when
Yeah.
Toastmasters people come, we have to undo the Toastmasters of it all.
Right.
However, having said that, somebody who has tried Toastmasters and that storytelling in their bones has come out from that. Hey,
good for
thank you.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Toastmasters,
yeah.
for that side of things.
Yeah,
And
exactly,
thank you
yeah.
for
Because it
encouraging-
made your life a little easier.
Yeah, well, it just makes them understand they can do this.
Yes.
And so they're not as frightened of it in the first place. But it just means that we have to retrain them,
Yeah.
but which is fine. Which is
You
fine.
just retrain to be dehumanize them again.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you don't sound like a corporate robot.
Because it's
Yes.
true, like Toastmasters is very structured. You would have, I believe,
Yeah.
the hammer and everything. We're going to begin today's session. And it clearly was designed by someone who wanted to be creative, but was extremely
I wish everyone can see Rachel's face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Just
because
doing all kinds of.
No, because like that's the thing is like there have been so many times that I meet people and they're like humor speech competition. We've won this, and I'm like, well, just come to an open mic, they'll crush you.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm terrified. I am terrified. If somebody said to me, "Oh, you guys come to storytelling? Sure,
Yeah.
I'll help you out. I promise it'll be better."
Yeah.
I would not do.
Yeah.
I would not do
Among
comedy.
all the stories, I've seen you now tell a few stories,
Yeah.
and you almost always have something humorous in it, which
Yeah.
means you can write a joke.
I don't
right?
know.
And you can perform it.
I don't know. What if?
No, but when you're
what if
writing
nobody
it,
finds
you
it funny.
intend-
Well, I mean,
no, wait.
shouldn't you
When
be
you're
re-
writing it, you're intending for it to be funny, correct?
I guess so. Yeah,
And
but only
then you hear
because
the
it was
feedback.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. But then you hear the feedback, which means it can confirm to you that it is funny.
So all you
now
have to
I'm
do-
trying to recruit you as
I know,
well.
I know.
Yeah.
No, like all you have to do, right? You have to
Terrifying.
go to an open mic with the mindset of storytelling. If it's not funny, you told the story.
Yeah.
Well, that's the positive thing about storytelling,
Exactly.
right? If it's not funny, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Again, going back to
It's
entertainment
interesting,
value. Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, this is one thing I also tell people when I go to schools to talk to kids about comedy. I tell them, don't tell me a funny story because, like, funny, you're going to try to be, and this happened, this guy slipped.
Yeah.
I'm like, just tell me an interesting story, right? And then automatically, without you realizing, some parts you thought were mundane,
Yeah.
people actually appreciate it. They're like, oh, that's pretty funny. You're like, oh, I never thought of it that way, right? I think that's the one thing about stories is that you never know until you go tell it
Yeah.
how people perceive it. Because in your head it's really vivid, but when you actually say it, the words, the voicing, the expression you put together, that combination is where the magic happens, right? Where I can visually see it. Now, have you had times when you had an audience who clearly didn't want to be there, right? Or like they just showed up and no, you
Honestly,
yeah.
we have everybody who comes to a Hong Kong Story show is amazing.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We have the gentlest,
Yeah, you
just
do.
the most intelligent, gentle, refined, supportive audiences in
Oh,
the entire
wow.
world. So we've been doing this. 2012 was when Hong Kong Story started, and I've been there since about the first 6 months. I wasn't in it, and then I was in it from there. I started running it in about 2016.
Yeah.
Or not running it, like
Yeah, but
it's a
you made sure it
collaboration, but-
continued. Yeah.
yeah, I'm continuation and sort of taking over the steering the ship to some extent.
Yeah.
And we have had 2 hecklers
Huh.
during that time. One of them was drunk, and the woman was speaking about pineapple and pizza.
So
and
the
took
storyteller
offense
was
to
talking
that.
about pineapple pizza,
Yeah.
the storyteller, and the drunk person heckled.
Yeah,
Okay.
What did
all
they
right.
say?
Were they Italian?
I don't know. They just said something.
yeah,
And
okay.
she just went.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ended it well, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one other person who'd said something, and again, it was just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
So because nobody else in the audience is
Right.
like, yeah, you should heckle right now.
Yeah. Everyone's
Right.
like, ugh.
So
yeah.
am I setting us up for like hecklers and this show?
No. I think that's the thing is that because now all the hecklers like, let's not go there because we're going to be singled out. These people
Right.
are really like going to look at it like,
The show. We're talking about this because on the 14th we're having a show at
Yeah.
Basehall.
Yeah.
You guys are supporting us for that, and
Yeah.
that is going to be amazing. But I'm a little trepidatious because we're going to have some of your audience there, some
Yeah.
of our audience there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, our audience will train your audience to be nicer people.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
Mo's audience go like, your audience is like, shh,
Oh, that would be fun.
snap
Yeah.
your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Exactly,
give you the
exactly.
stink eye. That wasn't funny. That was heartwarming.
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't funny. I didn't ask for your opinion.
Yeah,
Exactly,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone
done
walks on
yet.
stage, my audience like, your hair is stupid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Deal with that.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. You're like, so the other day I went with my husband. Like, your husband? You don't look married at all. It's like, what?
Look, guys, who has the microphone? Oh, yeah, it's me. That means my opinion's the one that matters
Yes.
right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think what you should do, honestly, like in the beginning of the show, be like, all right, guys, okay, let's have a little 5-minute kind of quick fire kind of lesson
Yeah,
about what to
actually, maybe
expect.
I can like MC it just to get all the energy out
No,
first.
we've got an MC.
You
We'll,
take
All
care
right,
of
are
it.
you
All right.
sure?
Yep.
All
yep.
right,
We'll sort it out. And everybody who's in that show, so this is a top-notch show, Basehall, 14th of November, and everybody who's in that show is a seasoned storyteller. We've been on stage before.
Right.
You're not going to phase us.
Right.
You
Okay.
can try. You can go ahead
No,
and try.
let's not encourage that.
But
because
I'm
some people
perfectly
might-
happy to say, shh.
Yeah.
I think 3 of us have been professional teachers or are professional
All
teachers.
right.
We've dealt with it
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you
okay.
think your audience is heckling Buddy? In
No.
school? Teenage kids in school? Oh, no mercy.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah, they don't care about
Sure,
you.
yeah,
Miss,
because
what
they
does this
don't-
have to do with English?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm speaking
Nothing,
English.
but I'm entertained, so
Yeah.
shut up.
I will do it. Exactly. Notice how I'm the teacher, you're the student. Am I wearing uniform? No. That tells you something.
so
I'm
fun.
big and you're small.
Exactly. You call me Miss Smith and I call you Tom. There's a difference.
I just call you kid in the front row.
Exactly. Yeah, you. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's COVID time, I just call you kid because
Yeah, you can't tell.
So back to the Basehall show.
yes.
So what is Top Notch? Explain to the
So
listeners.
Top Notch is a show that we've done for years and years and years where we get the kind of our favorite stories from, usually it's the past year. For this one, it's the history of Hong Kong stories.
Oh, fun. Wow.
So our favorite ones of people who are still in Hong Kong, our kind of favorite Hong Kong stories, people who are interested in telling at this kind of show. And it's a wide variety of stories. We're going to have 8 storytellers on stage. Each story is 6 to 8 minutes long. And we've got a very wide variety. I'm going to be telling a story about, what is my story about?
Yeah.
I'm telling a story about locking myself out of the house.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This is a frequent occurrence
Yeah.
in my life.
Dude,
so
you
one
get-
of them. Yeah.
Hold on. Just as a teaser, is your lock a key, a mechanical lock, or is it the fingerprint lock?
Click. It is a key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, now,
Okay.
now I'm excited.
Yes, exactly.
These are good ones where
It
you
is a
have the key
and
it's
it
magic.
was not okay.
Okay, all right. This is gonna
Yeah.
be good.
We've got, I think one of our storytellers is talking about buying, one of them is talking about, one of our storytellers went to see a Bob Dylan concert
Okay.
live. He also went to see Bob Marley live, which is awesome, in Jamaica in 1975.
and then saw SpongeBob live.
Right?
yeah. Bob the
But he's
Baker
going to
neck.
tell that story. I haven't actually heard that story
Yeah.
yet. I just know the vague things about it. We've got one local storyteller. She's a retired lady. She's going to tell about being in high school and just having a bad time.
Wow. Okay.
About
Wow.
her dreams of being famous
Yeah.
and popular and,
And
how
they're
they
all-
didn't come true.
Yeah.
They're all ladies, yeah?
No. We've Vincent's going to talk about Bob Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's only one man this time.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Yeah, last show I attended was all women, and I found it
Sorry.
very refreshing. No, I found it very refreshing because we almost have the opposite side
Yeah.
in stand-up.
Yeah.
So to actually see a show fully produced and done by women, I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. We should have more of that.
And this portrays the exact stereotypical thing of men and women. Like men need immediate.
Yes.
Like give to me quickly, get it
Sometimes.
done, da da da.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
women are like
One of
let's
my
enjoy the
favorite
process.
storytellers is a guy. He's from India. He's been in Hong Kong a couple of years now, and he told a story. We did it again at the Literary Festival last year because we have a show at Lit Fest every year too. And he told a story about his friends inviting him out for a stag night in India, and they went to a brothel. But he'd just gotten off the plane and he'd gotten a biryani before he.
Oh, no.
So he's carrying this takeaway biryani, waiting for like the appropriate time, and there's this amount of time where he's contemplating like these women are paraded in front of him, and would you like to partake
Pick
of their
one or
pleasures?
whatever.
And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, but I'm really hungry.
Exactly.
And this biryani is like a character in his story, and he eventually goes out and eats it with the taxi driver while his friends are busy. And it's so well told, and
Right.
it's such a it could be a horrible story, but it's actually fantastic.
Yeah.
And we get so many good storytellers, but at the moment, and we found when we had more men involved in the running of the group, there was more men involved.
Yeah.
But over the years, the men tend to go somewhere else or do other things, and women tend to give more of their time and attention to non-profit projects.
yeah. I think that's another thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
So-
have nothing to boast about. We're like, hey man, what'd you do? I did a story and then I felt good.
Yeah, and then your friend will immediately call you a homosexual.
Yeah. Immediately.
We had a guy who told stories early on, and then he kind of disappeared for 5 years, and he calls me up a little while ago and says, "Oh, can you get me taken off the board of directors?" And I'm like, dude, we don't have a board of directors, and you have not been on it. So he's been walking around saying he's on the board of directors for this long, and he's just like, dude, you were useless. I gave you a job. You didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so I certainly didn't put you on the paperwork because that is complicated.
Yeah.
You would know. Have you signed anything? You
I
didn't?
do
Yeah.
expect actually after this that you would have people interested in
Good.
coming and telling stories. So just walk people through the process, like
So you start off by going onto the website, HongKongStories.com.
Yeah.
And and you go on to the little tell us your story. There's a three sentence story. You stick in what you want to talk about, and then we contact you and say that's great. Honestly, I don't care what it is. We'll still contact you and say that's great.
Sure.
Because what we really want to do is get you into our clutches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where we can pull that story out of you and make you amazing.
Yeah.
And so you do that, click on that, get contacted. You'll be asked to come to a pitch usually or some kind of workshop. At that time, you're expected to have 5 minutes to tell your story.
Sure.
And we'll say, that's great. I want to hear more about this, but you've got too much detail about that, not enough detail about this.
So you would give like some sort of feedback. for
Immediate
them to-
feedback.
Immediate
wow.
feedback for the first time.
Yeah.
Don't you like,
For free.
Yeah. I was just
But isn't
like,
that like a little intimidating for people for the first time ever to immediately start getting feedback like, oh, okay.
The people who host the workshops are pretty gentle.
Yeah.
Anybody who isn't, we kind of slowly phase them out.
Yeah.
Or rather quickly phase them out. But we're pretty gentle. Like if you're a new storyteller, our real important thing is to get you to come back.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to tell you as much detail as we need to get you to change enough that the story is good.
Yes.
Some people are heavily resistant and that you just,
It's hard to-
They don't like
trying to
the
get that
idea that
story
you
out of
told
them
them,
is
yeah.
really hard. You give them feedback and they're like, yeah. And they come back and it's exactly the same.
yeah. They're like, no, I think I'm good. Yeah, I don't agree with what you said. now.
So that's hard. But during the workshop, not only are you telling your story and getting feedback from the host, but you're telling your story and you're getting feedback from everybody else in the workshop.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Right?
So even other participants maybe.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you have...
It is a communal thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you the step after that is you're invited to speak in a show. And then you have a month usually. So you have 3 to 4 workshops that you would come to. You have to come to at least 2. And you have to come to the final rehearsal.
So there are a total of 4 workshops. You could
Usually
say.
about 4.
Usually
Yeah.
4.
Depends on the timing.
And all 4 are different topics. So
No, the workshop is for you to tell in the show. We practice that for a month.
So that's a fully curated show.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
let no one up without having heard their story already.
Yeah, so you already
Yeah, but I
know
mean-
the final version. You're basically just
Yeah.
doing a play
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
Like
To
the
some
final
extent.
show is a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you come to the workshop, and each time you come to the workshop, your story changes a bit. So the first one is getting that thread of the story, getting the
Sure.
real story arc in. The second one might be landing your beginning and ending. The host will have an idea in their head about what it is that you need to work on
Yeah.
because they're professionals. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing. And then the final one is seeing how you actually speak and giving you some tips on the ums and ahs and seeing if you can, give you a little bit of pressure around memorizing because we don't use notes. But during this whole process, everybody is involved. Everybody is involved. So you're sitting there, 8 storytellers and a host. There's 9 of you in the room, and you're giving feedback on one another. And you've heard this story right from like the raw chicken scratch
yeah.
to pretty good. And your final rehearsal, you're like, wow, that's really good. You've done a really good job. And then you get on stage, and the stage changes everything.
Yeah.
It just
With a real audience.
there's
yeah.
there's a magic that happens, and suddenly your story is just like wow, right? It's just, you guys know,
Yeah.
but it's this transformation, and you've seen the final rehearsal 2 days earlier, and you're like, that's really good. You're going to be awesome. And unlike comedians, you're standing on stage. But we actually tend to put our storytellers either in the front row or on the sides.
Yeah.
And you're standing on stage with 8 other people who've seen your journey and who are fully supportive.
Yeah, of course.
So you're standing there, you forget your story, and suddenly there's somebody on the side going, "You were in Singapore." Oh yeah, I was in Singapore.
Right.
Oh.
And you keep going.
So wait, you mean you let the other fellow storytellers sit in front?
Either on
Or
the
on
front
the
row or on the sides. We're always together, that
So
group.
they're still like kind of audible in a
Wow.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
in case they stumble or whatever.
So you're
you have
worried about-
8 other people
Yeah.
who you know that are going to catch you.
Yep, absolutely. And you've got 8 other people who you've seen their nervousness, you've seen their
Yeah.
mess ups, you've seen them in the rehearsal going, this is me. I
Yeah.
can't remember. What's the next? Just a minute, I have to put my glasses back on.
Yeah.
So you've got people and you've seen all their foibles and you've seen all that sort of stuff. We always have 1 or 2 long-term storytellers in our group. So people who've done this before, seasoned storytellers. And we have new people if we can. Like we'd love to have as many new people as we can get. There's always 1 or 2 who have done this before and
Yeah.
they know it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And so even though I'm nervous before every show,
But they're like stable, and you're like, I'll be fine. Come on,
I'm
we've
nervous
done this
before
thing.
every show, but I'm still like, I know it's going to be all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Nervous
Right.
is part of the game.
Yeah, I've gotten up there and I've forgotten my story entirely, and nobody in the audience has noticed.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. They don't know your script. Only you know it.
They don't know
Did
it.
you pivot? Did you just tell a different story?
For that, a couple of them I've been prompted.
Yeah.
One time, so we tend to write our stories down, and sometimes you'll hand your script off to one of your fellow storytellers. Usually somebody who's already told a story, so that they're
Right.
super relaxed now, right?
Right.
Everybody else
Yeah.
is like,
That's
super
a good
nervous.
system, obviously.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
hand a script to someone who has told the story already. So now they are following the script as you are telling the story.
So that if you mess up, you can
And
look
then
at them and they say, Singapore. And you're
Yes.
like, okay, got it.
Great.
So one time I was
Really
I was
smart
actually
system.
telling this story that I'm going to tell on the 14th. I was telling this story. I handed my script to a lady who doesn't live in Hong Kong anymore. And I have a tendency of skipping around my story. So I'll
Sure.
write it A, B, C, D, and then I'll say A, C, B, D. And so I'm doing my usual thing because, ADHD.
Yeah.
And I've skipped around a bunch of stuff, a couple of paragraphs are transposed, and I look over at her. I haven't forgotten what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but I look over at her and she just goes,
I don't know where you are.
she's got a look of panic on her face.
Yeah. You're
I'm
like,
like,
ooh.
yeah, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh man. But I'm curious because like when I watched John Cleese in Hong Kong do his show over here, he had like these big teleprompters, not teleprompters, like screens, just
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
with the script, and it was just scrolling up. Have you ever considered that?
No, we don't have a teleprompter, so no.
No. I mean, like having a little screen kind of thing because like, as much as it was weird to me, but it kind of worked because I was like, yeah, I can, because he's done it so many times.
Now I'm gonna have to say it's also I was at the same show. It's also because John Cleese is about 112 years
Oh
old.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
So
but-
maybe if you're the same age, we can spare. We can actually, as the production, will buy you the teleprompter and very big
thanks.
glasses.
and if you're putting like 1,000 people, sure.
Exactly.
we have the
Yeah.
budget for that.
Exactly.
I don't know if we actually would need it. There's something about forgetting. There's something incredibly. This is going to sound really naive,
That's
and
all
like
right.
you guys, professional comedians, you're also hard.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to have that nervousness and that
Yeah.
terrifiedness to some extent. That nervousness, your audience responds to that.
Yes.
They're gentle with you.
I think that's
Because
the
you're
difference, though.
nervous.
Yeah, because like, your audience wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. When Atsuko Okatsuka came to Hong Kong, her audience love her to the point that they're like, "We want you to succeed. Everything you do is great." And even if she's nervous or does anything, they're like, "It's okay.
Yeah.
Do it again." And I
Yeah.
think that in itself makes you feel. It's okay.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, unfortunately, Mo doesn't seem to bring that type of an audience.
No, because our
We'll
also.
train them up for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Just kidding.
it's not me, it's
We'll
my
see.
audience. That's the big difference. And my audience, because we're at such a nice space too.
Yeah.
So people are actually coming in with some sort of expectations. Like, yeah, well, oh, this place is quite nice. The production is quite high. And they're like, oh, yeah, they have your own bar, your own really nice bathrooms. You're like, oh, this is going to be something. They have expectation. As opposed to like, hey, we're here for you to succeed. Like, no, we're actually here to kind of get our money's worth.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you better be good.
Oh, you get your money's worth with the Hong Kong
Yeah, no,
Story
no,
Show.
I'm-
no. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you are given quite a lot. You are given.
Yeah.
You're given the gift of being able to completely fuck up because the person
Yeah.
up on stage, they're telling a story. Usually, I mean, most of our stories are about things that didn't work out really well.
Yes, you feel better. You're like, well, my life's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
But
you
also,
feel
like-
better because you're like, well, I fucked up, but not that bad.
Yeah,
Would you
exactly.
agree that the best stories are almost always failure stories?
In my opinion, generally.
Yeah. That's also as just a consumer of
Yeah.
stories or storytelling in any form media.
But that's
I
the nature
always
of
like
risk.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
I
nature of
always
risk.
like the story that works out at the end is always. I'm sorry, it's just always boring.
No, hold on.
Well, you heard my
No.
story about roller skating.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's entertaining enough.
It was
It's not that deep or anything.
No, but it's still
I
like-
decided during COVID, I stopped playing tennis
Yeah.
because my tennis team got really good and I'm not that good. So I had to quit.
Forget it. Yeah.
Hi, Michelle. So I decided I'd take up roller skating. And my friends were like, it's a bad idea. You know, you're not young anymore. My husband's like, he doesn't say anything because he knows me. And then I went to buy roller skates. I'm in Causeway Bay in the roller skating shop. I put the roller skates on. I try and stand up and I do a spectacular fall.
Man.
I haven't even stood up completely. And I bruised my butt so badly that it was like a fist size, like black as night kind of bruise on the tailbone that stayed for months.
Man.
Yeah.
And the contemplation in the shop was, you know, the real thing is, do I do this or do I not? And then the conclusion of the story is, well, maybe I could just get some protective clothing.
Oh, you know what? The bruises are going to stay. Let's do this.
Right.
Ah, okay.
So-
No, but you have to have some sort of resolution. Like, if
Yes.
you look at the typical story structure, right? I know that you have the whole set the scene, then you got the problem, rising problem, climax, resolution. That's the standard. But like, have you ever had storytellers that leave people hanging where it's uncomfortable at the end, or do you not allow that to happen?
We try and change that. We have
Yeah.
had storytellers. Actually, the story I'm going to be telling on the 14th is a story that I challenged myself to tell because it's a story about what the potential rather than what actually happened.
Right.
Giving a lot of the story away
Yeah,
here.
I mean, all, you know, the story about the potential, but not what actually happened is every open mic.
Right.
Yeah, it's every open mic that I've been to. Like, that's the potential of laughter, but not what actually happened.
So you could tell a story about telling a story at open mic.
Exactly, yeah, right over there. You're doing an open mic session.
Oh my God, now I've lost the thread. I forget where
It would be great if we have like an open micer who just bombs and then comes over to your side and
And,
tells
like,
a story.
crushes.
Like, no, tell the story, but like the time they
Bombing.
bomb. But their story there is great. Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't really have storytellers that bomb because we go through the whole
created- yeah, yeah.
process.
Yes.
And there
Well,
has been the occasional time when people are very resistant and we've just said, look, I don't think that you're...
So you've never
tell
had
the
the
story.
rebel who did the whole workshop, the flow and everything, and on the actual show they're like, oh, watch this.
Oh, yeah, we did have one.
you did.
One guy, he was obsessed with being fired from his job. And
Okay.
he was very salty about it. It was about 10 years since he'd been fired.
Oh my
but,
God.
I think he had a few problems. He was a really interesting guy. He used to be a Jehovah's Witness. I mean, he never told stories about that.
But he got
even though
fired
it's
from
really
being a
interesting.
Jehovah's Witness.
No, he got fired from
That'd be pretty tough.
He got
man.
fired by Jesus.
He started singing.
It's great.
No, you started singing the Book of Mormons. You're like, yeah, no, you can't do this job anymore. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
That would have been such a great story. He had so many great stories, but he
Yes.
told the story about being fired from his job.
Right.
And so he came to workshops and he did this one story and we worked through it and we made it good. And then he got up on stage and
And told
talked
the
about his
original
thoughts.
one?
And
Yeah.
we had to like stop the microphone and say, no, I'm sorry, we're taking that back. You need to sit down now.
Wow. How long
Because we
did
don't do that.
Yeah.
School teacher.
Yeah. Hold on a
I'm
second.
sorry. Let me just
Well,
stop
it's,
you there.
again, it's going back to play production. You're actually producing something that you know is going to happen.
Yeah.
Once you go off script, you're just like, you're fucking up the flow.
Well, and you're taking away everything from everybody. Like, there's
Yes.
8 other people here who've worked
Yes.
really hard.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
be an asshole.
Yeah. I think, see, again, I'm finding more and more exact opposites. Not in a bad way, but like, for example, with comedy, if there's another comedian that just dies on stage, we're like, all right, whatever, we'll clean up the mess, whatever, right? We're
Yeah.
not going to be like, man, you screwed it for everyone. We hate you, for sure.
Yes.
But the other comedians are not going to like, well, now we're screwed. We're like, all
Yeah.
right, man, this guy's an idiot, but I'm going to clean things up
Yeah.
again, you know? I think, so, okay. Now, because I'm really...
I think the more successful you are as a comedian, the
Yeah.
more you can do that.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
True.
you're not successful enough,
And
you're
you're like,
kind
"Oh
of
my God."
happy that you can now stand on the body and be a bit taller.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
any of that side of things. That's the
Yeah.
part that terrifies me about comedy.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
that
true.
I'm not actually funny.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
because it is true. It is very brutal in comedy. It's like the law of the jungle, where like if you die, watch me stand over you, and
Yeah.
people forget you immediately.
Yeah.
To the point that the host will try their best to make you forget.
Right.
People forget you.
Yeah.
Like that never happened. Let's continue
Exactly.
with
If
the
the
show.
host is good, they will also like reset the tone,
Yeah.
right?
And your hosts are always amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll for
you
for
guys
most
do a
of our
really
shows
good job.
we pick like the host that exactly because you never know what's gonna happen. Also, you can have a lineup of fantastic comedians.
Professional MC is a beautiful
professional
thing.
MC is like almost
my
can be
God.
as high as 50% of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You want to see a good MC, you go on and see a comedy show where they have a bunch of newbies who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
That's an open mic.
You're still
Exactly.
having a good time. That is a very good MC.
Yeah. Keep
And
the
you
vibe
too.
good.
You two have to. I have to admit, you guys do it very well. So
Thank you,
thank you for
Thank
that.
you, thank you.
All good.
Well, okay. Before we wrap up, so we have the show coming up on the 14th. I don't know if we mentioned that before.
Did we mention the 14th?
No.
Oh.
So
Was it
let's
14th
do it.
November?
It's 14th.
I'm going to
of
take a wild guess. It's at Basehall.
Yes.
That's the bottom of Jardine House
How
in
did you
Central.
guess?
Wow.
I'm just, throwing out letter A, letter B. I
Are
couldn't
you
think of letter A.
clairvoyant?
I think I just know the future.
I think he might have done some research and he's
Yeah.
just bullshitting us.
But just in case, is it that place, that one Connaught Road, the building with a lot of holes, the one that they
Yes.
call the building with the 1,000 assholes? That
Correct.
one? The one opposite the post office?
Yes.
If you go to Exchange Square, you would see this building, Jardine House. That's the one?
And it's base hall as in basement and a hall.
That's right.
Not
So-
baseball.
It's
Yeah.
not baseball,
Not
it's baseball, right?
And yes,
also-
baseball too.
Yeah, it's Basehall 2 actually now. It's not TOO, right? It's the TWO one.
Yes.
In fact, they use the two lines. So again,
Yeah.
it is if you're in Central area,
Yeah.
and you look around and you see this building with a lot of holes on it, you're probably in the right direction. You walk
Yes.
towards that. Now try not to
Maybe
walk on
don't exactly.
yeah, don't walk on the road. Walk on a pedestrian area so you don't die halfway through there.
Yes.
Right? Unless you bought your ticket online, then you know what? Walk on the road doesn't really matter anymore now. Right?
But also people can look up just Backstage Comedy. We have our own listing on Google Maps even.
Yeah.
It's in the same spot. So you can just look up Backstage Comedy. And also all the information
Almost like you
is-
do this for a living or something.
Yeah, exactly.
all right. That's what
Yeah.
you-
It's not like also our audience are familiar with what we do.
I feel like this promotion has been highly curated.
Yeah. Yes.
We are trying to
We
do
worked
something.
on this with Rachel for a while.
Exactly, yeah.
Clearly didn't listen to her instructions because
Exactly.
we're just
There's-
free flowing.
What is your problem, Mo? What is your
My
problem?
problem is people need to buy tickets for the show. That's my problem.
And the resolution is for them to come and watch the show.
Yes, the resolution is for them to click on the link below and come to
It's going to be good. It's going
yeah.
to be good.
This
We've
is our
had some
first collaboration
stories that will
since-
have you rolling in the aisles. So
We
it'll be
did
good.
one at the Riff in 20.
yes. Did we
late
actually
20
manage to have a show?
I think we did. Wasn't the show that we did the one with the drum? Like we had like an African.
No.
Was it not you?
That
I
wasn't
think we
us.
worked with some people who worked with you or something, or maybe you had recommended it.
It's
We had
entirely
some sort of
possible.
like an African drum situation happening, and then some
We
people
caused
said-
COVID because
Yes.
we caused COVID for the Riff, and then India by the Bay, which is I think next weekend as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
They've booked us twice,
Yes.
and both times we've not been able to go on. One because of COVID, and one there was a typhoon.
Oh.
Alright,
So
we
India by
still
the
have
Bay,
a-
great,
Yes.
but you won't see us there because
Something's gonna happen.
we
Yeah.
we stopped. So I think this year they just didn't book us because they were like, yeah, we need
Yeah,
this to succeed.
You know what it is? It's probably some bad luck or some Chinese superstition that.
yeah.
So we still have 12 days from the time of recording for Jardine House to get mysteriously quarantined. So let's
It
see.
wasn't us. It wasn't us.
Let's put it this way: when that does happen, it will be the ultimate Hong Kong story.
There you go. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. Absolute pleasure to have you on.
Always good to talk to you about.
How do people find y'all's online?
HongKongStories.com. You can listen to our podcast, which also has the same name. Actually, just put in Hong Kong Stories. If it's run by RTHK, it's the wrong one. They stole our name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Talking shit. All right. I love that because it always sounds like we're leaving a cliffhanger. This was not planned, but hold your thought. We're going to have that on the Patreon where you can drop names and talk shit.
Okay.
And it will be great. Patreon.com/ohopod. Best way to support a podcast. You guys know the drill. Check out the show notes for everything else. All right. Come to the live show on the 5th of December. Our 200th episode is going to be at the Aftermath. It's going to be fantastic. You can say hi and throw straws at us if we're not funny. All right. Bye-bye.